Criticizing the Tankies is extremely important. Many leftists will seek to criticize the idea of criticizing Tankies by dismissing the Tankies as insignificant. Why do you spend so much time talking about the Tankies? They are politically insignificant. Tankies are not a major force in left-wing politics. Why do you even talk about them? These are the kinds of things that they will sometimes say. The reality is that, unfortunately, Tankies are not politically insignificant. Tankies are extremely significant to the political left. That is the reality. Tankies are authoritarian leftists who defend and praise authoritarian political regimes and advocate a highly authoritarian approach to leftist politics. This approach is so authoritarian that they are hardly worthy of being called leftists at all. Do note that I do not consider Tankies to be left-wing in any serious sense, but for colloquial purposes, they are. Tankies are, on their most fundamental level, defined by support for authoritarian left-wing regimes. Tankies support, defend, and idolize regimes such as those of China, the Soviet Union, and North Korea. Tankies regard these regimes as role models. Tankies regard these regimes as socialist successors. Tankies are left-wing authoritarians. There is nothing insignificant about Tankies. Tankies govern the largest country in the world. Tankies govern an array of supposedly Marxist-Leninist countries. Tankies governed the Soviet Union, one of the most powerful states of the 20th century. What is insignificant about that? A significant portion of the political left are Tankies. Many notable left-wing content creators and online personalities are Tankies. Some of the largest left-wing content creators and online personalities are Tankies. Tankies are many things, but they are not politically insignificant. It makes sense to devote considerable time to talking about them. Tankies are significant to world politics, given their control over numerous states. Tankies are significant to online politics due to their significant presence. Tankies are significant to political theory because they offer serious political claims that we should contend with. We ignore the Tankies at our own peril. Throughout history, many leftists have ignored the Tankies. Their only reward for doing so was a knife in the back, placed there by a Tankie. Tankies have repeatedly sabotaged leftist movements. They have routinely slaughtered other leftists. They have routinely infected leftist movements with mindless authoritarianism. Tankies are significant to the political left because Tankies are a significant threat to the political left. From Spain to the Soviet Union, Tankies have eagerly spilled leftist blood. To ignore such an enemy is extremely dangerous. To dismiss them as insignificant is to make a terrible mistake. You can dismiss the Tankies as insignificant, and you will die a fool when they inevitably do what they have always done. There is nothing more dangerous than an enemy who pretends to be a friend, and that is precisely what the Tankie is. The Tankie is a plague that destroys the political left from within. Red fascism is not our friend. In many respects, the red fascist is the most dangerous type of fascist, for so many leftists seem to be blind to them, willingly blind, eagerly blind. And inability to see your enemies does not make them go away. It helps them get much closer. Tankies are not politically insignificant. Tankies govern many significant states. Tankies have a major presence in the political left, and particularly the online left. Tankies are a serious threat to the political left. This has repeatedly been made evident throughout history. You do not get to dismiss a group of people as politically insignificant when they have controlled numerous major world powers. You do not get to go online and to refer to Tankies as politically insignificant. The online left is infested with Tankies. Many major leftist figures are Tankies or have major Tankie sympathies. It makes a lot of sense to criticise the Tankies in online spaces because many major left-wing content creators and online personalities are Tankies or significantly sympathise with them. Many major content creators who are typically considered to be left-wing are themselves Tankies. There is nothing insignificant about that. We should be criticising Tankies. They are politically significant, and we should be treating them as such. To do otherwise is profoundly unwise. These people are highly significant to leftist politics. They are a serious threat to leftist politics. Tankies make the political left look bad. Tankies seek to destroy leftism on a conceptual level with their outlandish definitions and idiotic political theory. Tankies have reliably perverted and distorted leftist ideas into hideous caricatures of their former selves. Tankies routinely slaughter other leftists. Tankies have repeatedly repressed and brutalized other leftists. Tankies have done all of these things on a massive scale. Tankies are significant to leftist politics. That is the reality. All who deny it are the enemy of the political left, for they seek to obscure a major threat. They seek to downplay a significant danger. They are pulling the wool over the leftists' eyes as the enemy moves closer. The Tankies are a serious threat. From Spain to the Soviet Union, these people have infected leftist movements and massacred other leftists at every opportunity. The Tankies control many countries and have controlled many in the past. Countless leftist movements have been sabotaged by Tankies. Countless leftists have been stabbed in the back by Tankies. We must be most cautious of the enemy that resides within, for this is the enemy who we are the most vulnerable to. We ignore them at our own peril. I wish that the Tankies were insignificant, but they are not. And even if they were, we should keep pushing them down to make sure they stay down. Few people are devout supporters of Hitler, but I am not going to wait for them to reside in Parliament before I dare criticising them. I am not going to give them a chance to stand up. I am going to keep pushing them down. If you wait for an enemy to grow significant before moving against them, then you are a fool. One should seek to defeat an enemy before they even become significant. One should seek to defeat their enemies when they are at their weakest. Do not wait for them to become strong. When the enemy is weak, they are most easily defeated, so strike them when they are weak. The Tankies are highly significant, and even if they were not, to ignore them would be idiotic. Tankies deserve merciless criticism, and that is what they will get.